Welcome to an enthralling expedition into the essence of being, where ancient wisdom and mystery dance in cosmic harmony. In this text, we delve into the profound knowledge of existence, guided by the enlightened Saint Germain. Imagine a universe where reality's veils dissolve, revealing secrets hidden through the ages. At the intersection of the earthly and the divine, Saint Germain invites us to explore the depths of our existence, unraveling the enigmas buried within our consciousness. As we immerse ourselves in Saint Germain's teachings, we will uncover the keys to unlock hidden doors within ourselves. This journey transcends the ordinary. It is a passage toward a complete understanding of our spiritual nature. Prepare to transcend the tangible and venture into the vastness of cosmic wisdom in the highest realms. The Count of Saint Germain, ascended master and guardian of the violet flame, will reveal ancient secrets that have withstood the test of time. Through his guidance, we will open dimensional doors leading beyond ordinary perception to the very essence of our being. Prepare for a transformative journey where mystery becomes revelation and the understanding of being unfolds like a celestial tapestry before your senses. This text invites you to dive into the profound knowledge of the self with Saint Germain. Are you ready to unlock the doors of eternal wisdom? Onward, spiritual adventurer. The journey begins now. Chapter 1. The Technique of Knowledge. I will give an example of what knowledge is, for to penetrate into the depths of being, we must sharpen the tools that will guide us in this study. Imagine a flower in your hands, or find one, regardless of its color, shape, or family. Let's do a small exercise to get to know this flower. It is not about specifically remembering the botany or biology lessons you studied, nor about trying to know the number of parts making up the flower. It is about penetrating it. Please follow my instructions. Feel yourself becoming the flower, place it in your hands, and sense its petals as if you were one of them. This is not difficult. You have the capacity. Feel the petal. Observe its shape. Sense its fragrance. You can no longer smell it with your nose, but you will perceive it over the entire front and back surface of the petal. Sense the fragrance. Feel the softness. Feel the small drop of dew where the petal joins the flower's calyx. Feel yourself soft, velvety, moist, caressable. Feel yourself attractive, for all these qualities are those of flowers to attract other living beings. So feel yourself attractive. Feel yourself available. Enjoy being a petal. Now feel the stamens of the flower or the pistils. Choose the tiny organ with important biological functions. Feel yourself swaying in the wind, cradled inside the corolla, threaded into the flower's calyx. Feel yourself both fragile and strong. Sense this duality that characterizes the three-dimensional world. Now feel the stem of the flower, this part that draws less attention but is no less important, as it is essential to the plant's constitution. Feel the stems. Sense how the vital juices move up and down. Feel the shoots, the nodes, and the leaves inserted into the stem. Say to yourself, I am a flower stem, supporting the most magnificent corolla that can exist in creation. I am the conductor of the energy from Mother Earth, and I am also the carrier of the energies from the sun. My mission is truly important, even if it often humbly goes unnoticed. Now step out of the flower and become yourself again. This has been a small example of how to penetrate into the flower. We will now do the counterpart of the exercise. The flower will enter you. Take the flower back into your hands. It is there. Bring it to your heart and let all the energy that constitutes this flame penetrate into you. It merges with all the energy of your auric field and your light body so that the flower is now within you, and the flower's sap and its blood are now yours. In the same way, all the attributes of beauty, strength, vitality, and service of the flower merge with yours. The response you give as living beings to the universe is the same, and the two become one and the same. It is no longer possible to distinguish what is the flower and what is the human being. This is alchemy, this is magic, this is a transmutation where seemingly different biological energies become one and the same. Observe the repercussions of this type of exercise and how they can enrich you. Because now in the eyes of the stars, man is like a flower, with all the attributes of the flower, all the beauty and all the love. Consequently, if you are so beautiful, vital and energizing, how could there be any thought of low self-esteem in any of you? None of this can exist within your glorious essence. And in the same way that it is easy to see it by internalizing an object within us, repeating the exercise several times makes the being grow in communion with the universe and in the healthiest and most perfect self-esteem. Indeed, knowing naturally that the exercise can be done in more detail by choosing anything around you and doing your part in integrating into this object, then allowing the object to penetrate into you to achieve this communion and attain perfect unity with all that is created. This is knowing, and it is gradually progressing towards the essences to know them from the inside very deeply. I remind you, for optimal benefit from these lessons, to make a brief summary in no more than 10 lines explaining the lesson's subject. Naturally, you can start including this type of exercise in your meditations. They will be very beneficial, not in the short term, but relatively quickly. You will achieve truly surprising results in what knowledge is. Chapter 2. Knowledge is one. It is very important that your earthly mind begins to learn the different ways of knowing everything that surrounds you. It is a mistake to think that there are easy knowledge and difficult knowledge, accessible knowledge and inaccessible knowledge. This is a separation that the earthly mind creates. It is time for you to know that knowledge is one, as deep as you wish to delve, as high and sublime as you wish to reach, as vast as you can imagine. When the human mind is in the flesh, it cannot have an overarching view of what knowledge is, which is why it sees it partially and says, this is physics, that belongs to chemistry, this concept is algebra, that one is thermodynamics, this is a language, etc. However, knowledge is one. There are no separate sciences, letters, or arts. Everything is one. In this class, we will do an exercise to open ourselves more and more to what knowledge is, to know the essence of things, the essence of creation. Mentally visualize a crystal as you wish, whether it is a quartz crystal, a diamond, a giant emerald, a ruby, the color does not matter. This time, we will make contact with the mineral kingdom and follow the same technique as in the previous lesson. Be the crystal, take the stone, take the crystal. Imagine it in your hands. Now let's do the exercise as follows. Follow my words internally. Let yourself be guided by them. See the crystal and feel it. Now say to yourself, I am this crystal. I have a shape sculpted into multiple facets. Each of my facets radiates dazzling flashes and lights. I have a smooth and slippery texture. The light I emit passes through my hands and my physical body. I am a magnificent crystal with a brilliant color. Now I am one of those rays that sparkles and detaches from the crystal. I go to the center from where everything emanates, and I find myself vibrating in a multitude of atoms, molecules, infinitely small particles. I vibrate in perfect harmony. I vibrate with the energies of planet Earth, and my vibration is reflected in the cosmos. I vibrate like the stars, and my vibration is exactly the same as that of galaxies. I vibrate in total harmony, in perfect conjunction with all that is created and with my Creator. My internal crystal structure, perfect, respects all the laws of crystallography, mineralogy, and all the predictions of the being who created me. I have powers, high powers, because I am a vibrator of energies and a channeler of the same. Moreover, I can transform them, transmute them. I have the power to change my own internal structure, always in respect of the laws of the cosmos and the Creator. I am a marvelous crystal with a splendid function and a totally effective but secret mission. This is what I am, a crystal. Very well, now step out of the crystal and take it back into your hands. You are outside again. Perceive the transformation that has taken place in the crystal and in yourself. Let's do the second part of the exercise. Integrate the crystal into yourself. Take your crystal and gently bring it to your solar plexus. Let this chakra attract the crystal like a magnet. Let the energy of the crystal penetrate you. Allow it to become one with you. You will no longer feel it inside your physical body because it has merged with your internal energies. There has been a wonderful transmutation. The mineral kingdom forms an important part of the human physical body. All those atoms of carbon, lithium, phosphorus, calcium, etc., that make up your organism merge jubilantly with the atoms of the crystal. Most of them are also carbon. And it may have many other components such as silicon, phosphorus, and others. All these atoms combine, enrich each other, and you already shine with multiple facets. All your internal and external energy resembles a crystal. While the crystal is enriched with your emotional and mental body, the crystal feels, enjoys, and benefits from this incredible exchange. Now let the crystal return to your hands so you can place it on your inner altar and take it whenever you need it to harmonize your energies, to harmonize all your strength. Leave the crystal, and now see how a light emanates from these magnificent jewels, flooding your etheric and physical body. Observe a cascade of multicolored light in all your bodies. Listen to its harmony, the notes of your crystal spreading over you. It is a force that will help you every time you use it, in addition to having taken another step in understanding what it means to know now in the mineral realm. Chapter 3. The Art of Interiorization. We have talked about what it means to know deeply, and we understand that knowing is more than reading definitions in an encyclopedia. We realize that to know, one must penetrate and allow oneself to be penetrated. Today we will take an additional step. Visualize a newborn, observe this little piece of physical matter, so fragile and with the power to develop until its natural growth. Look at this baby, newly wrapped in the veils of matter. Today we are going to know this little child deeply. In its essence, we already know the technique. We are going to take this baby in our hands, hold it on our lap, and with the characteristic tenderness that humans have towards their little ones, start observing each of its physical parts. Its head, its arms, its little hands, its little body, its legs, its tiny feet. Look at it. It is like an incarnate snowflake made flesh, and one always feels the proximity of its origin, where it comes from on the spiritual plane. In penetrating the baby this way, we will let our energy penetrate it. This exercise can also be done by entering the baby through one of its chakras and beginning to approach its center of consciousness, this wonderful cave that contains the divine spark. We are already inside the baby. We approach this crystal altar where the tripartite flame shines. Around it, there are 4 beings. Observe them well because they represent the 4 masters of the 4 elements. They are there, supporting and presiding over the rapid operations the baby performs to acclimate to planet Earth. Notice how the baby's mind, its mental body, has no filters, no judgments, no prejudices or memories, because in the incarnation process, memories of past lives remain relegated to a hidden place. We could say that the baby is like soft wax on which nothing has been written, a blank page that will gradually begin to tell a story. See how its heart beats in harmony with everything around it. It is a way to anchor itself in its new world, and it harmonizes with all human beings, especially with its mother you see inside this baby. You are like it, virgins, pure, unprecedented, eager to begin. Let us make an act of praise to the divine presence on this altar, at the seat of the child's consciousness. I praise you, divine presence, and I bless you for endless centuries. Let us bow and leave this inner sanctuary to return to our position where we hold the baby in our arms. Notice that the perspective has changed. We no longer see the difference between an adult and a baby, and that is knowing. The child penetrates our being. Now let us perform the second part of our exercise and observe that it is also a way of learning. Let's take the baby, bring it to our heart with much love, with gentleness, with care, and see that this clean and pure energy penetrates us. We now have the baby in us with one heart for the 2, as they are merged into one with the Creator. Feel the flow of vital rhythms in perfect consonance, in perfect union, and in this state, take a mental pause and observe yourself when, in your daily life, you are irritated, tense, discontented, resentful, downcast, depressed, furious, or any other feelings with which you sometimes adorn yourself. See for a moment in this communion of essences how these situations can only reflect total immaturity. Erase these images, as you also have a great collection of beautiful and pleasant images when you act in complete honesty with yourself, when you serve anyone, when you are approachable, kind, and affectionate. Become aware that your own state of consciousness has been enriched with that of the baby, has approached the Creator, and has approached the planet of human seeds from which the baby's matter originates. Now, let's return the baby to our arms. We can then examine in detail everything we have learned and seen from the inside, which will be a wealth and a strength that will give us character. We have taken another step, where we have outlined the guidelines for deeply understanding a human being in their virginal and pure state at the beginning of incarnation. In 3 lessons, we have performed the same type of exercise by working with the mineral kingdom, the plant kingdom, and the human kingdom. This already seems to give us a clear idea of the path to follow when we want to know something or someone more deeply. This is the reason behind the saying to put oneself in another's place, to know how they feel and how they see things. Exactly. It is about knowing a little more deeply the essences. Chapter 4. The importance of flow. We are addressing an extremely important topic in the development of an initiate, the deep knowledge of the self. We have used a learning technique consisting of creating an exercise that serves as a model so that students can repeat it with the variations they prefer. To apply it to many concepts and knowledge from any field, whether in the wisdom you call spiritual, scientific, artistic, artisanal, and all the other divisions and subdivisions you have for what knowledge, science, and wisdom are. Remember that knowledge is one, and wisdom is also one. When you have acquired all the knowledge currently present on planet Earth and extracted the essence from each of these pieces of knowledge, then it can be said that you have reached wisdom, the stone. Follow me, please, in this exercise we are going to do today. Feel yourself as a small stone, a stone you could hold in your hands. Imagine yourself located at the top of a mountain alongside others, who, like you, are also stones. There is the pile of stones caressed by the pure breeze of the heights. At some point, the breeze becomes a bit stronger, until it turns into a wind, and the stones begin to move, to fly, to roll down the mountainside, scattering across the surface of the earth. The inertia causes the stone to keep rolling and turning. It cannot stop. It rolls and rolls. While rolling, it falls into a river, a rushing river with rapids, whirlpools, a great force, and these stones joyfully let themselves be carried by the current, rolling, going up and down, spinning quickly, following the course of the river. At some point the river divides and part of it penetrates the earth to become an underground torrent, and the stones follow the course of the internal torrent, this vein of underground water guiding them step by step towards the very center of the planet, very close to the molten masses, the tectonic plates, where the river evaporates, and in some parts it needs to escape to the outside as geysers. And there go the stones already feeling the heat of hundreds of degrees that prevail at the center of the earth, suddenly finding themselves in a calm spot, a bend, feeling the heat of the center of the earth and the moisture of the water. The consciousness of the stones can verify, observe everything that has happened since the moment they were at the top of the mountain. They have been subjected to the elements, have obeyed the currents indicating the way. These stones feel accomplished, fulfilling their mission. A slightly stronger current of the river arrives, and it drags them from where they were, and they continue their course, heating up extraordinarily. Again, the watercourse separates from the center of the earth and suddenly emerges into a majestic underground lake, where the walls of the cave and the formed cavern emit magnificent bursts of white light. It is a quartz mine with wonderful crystals. The stones are stationed. They had never imagined there would be something so wonderful in the depths of the earth, and they approach the shore and rest there, on the shore, contemplating such beauty. When they become aware of themselves and look at each other, they no longer recognize their original stone form. They are transformed into splendid crystals. Let's leave these crystalline stones in the cavern. They have completed their journey and fulfilled their purpose. What is the lesson for us? Each of you can imagine, think, meditate, and observe what you wish with this exercise we have performed and draw your own conclusions. But I want to tell you something. When you work from the essence, the mission is accomplished, no matter what happens or how it appears. And when you let things flow, they sometimes turn out much better than you had planned. That's all for today. My blessing remains with you. So be it. Chapter 5. Knowledge of the Being in Daily Practice. We have provided some ideas on how to know different aspects of creation, and some might wonder how to do this at a specific moment amidst life's activities to deeply understand something or someone. And they are right to ask, because the exercises we have done require meditation, time, and solitude. So how can you know something on the go? Here are the steps to follow. Practice. You must have practiced the exercises we have already taught enough times. This will give you a lot of ease and facility in understanding, observing, and feeling. Quick observation. As I just mentioned, quickly observe the object or person you want to know, capturing the extent, size, shape, color, and all other characteristics they may have. This is done quickly, almost intuitively. Conscious observation. Then the observation must be a bit more conscious, answering the questions of who, what, how, where, when, because the brain can also do this in a few moments. Dialogue and internal observation. If it's a person, dialogue with them and follow the previous steps internally while listening to what they say. Observe the facial features of the other person. Observe their eyes, their mouth, because the movement of the eyes and the mouth provides more information than the words themselves. Empathy. After observing and listening to your interlocutor, proceed to feel and think like this person. See their circumstances as they see them, feel as they feel. This can also be done in a few moments, as you have practiced many times when you are in relation to people you love very much or people you don't like at all. You immediately adopt the same feelings and act in the same way as the other person. Awareness. When you are aware of all this internal work, it is much easier to know a person. The path is quicker and mistakes are less frequent. True union. Once you have mastered these steps with an almost natural ease, thus affirming that you have learned to know, there remains one final transcendent act, the true union with this person. Beyond the phases of external and internal observation, internal dialogues and exchanges of thoughts, it is time to transcend the duality and polarization inherent in the relationship. The ultimate culmination lies in the fusion of individualities, a true communion where boundaries blur, giving way to profound harmony. As long as you remain two distinct entities, duality and polarity inherent in any relationship persist. However, when union occurs, when you merge into a single harmonious being, polarity fades, giving rise to a symphony of understanding and genuine connection. This is a subtle and profound process, requiring an open heart and unconditional acceptance. Similarly, when you desire to know an object, the steps of external and internal observation remain crucial. However, add to this the act of engaging in a dialogue with the inanimate object. Imagine asking questions to this object as if it could respond. Immerse yourself in this imaginative interaction exercise and mentally exchange with the object, allowing your mind to respond as if it were the object itself communicating. Try this, and you will discover surprising and fascinating answers. The object, seemingly devoid of life, can reveal unsuspected aspects when considered a potential interlocutor. It is as if a subtle communication is established between you and the object, offering a new insight into its nature and presence in your reality. By exploring these dimensions of union, whether with a person or an object, you will transcend the limits of mere knowledge to access a deeper understanding. It is in this fusion, where the barriers of duality blur, that true harmony is born, revealing hidden truths and opening the way to an authentic connection with the world around you. Chapter 6. Law of Attraction and Repulsion. Today I'm going to talk to you about a law that the science manipulated by physicists on Earth already knows. Imagine looking at your mental screen in white, then a horizontal line of the color and thickness you want. This will serve only as a reference. Now place a globe in the center to represent a drop, but imagine it now the size of a globe. Then take two other globes of a different color, join them to the first, so that the two globes you add are below the line you drew and form a triangle with the first. A water molecule. These three globes represent three atoms. The upper globe will be the oxygen atom, and the two globes we added to form the triangle will each be a hydrogen atom. We made them so large because in your physical plane, The human eye cannot see a water molecule as we visualize it on the mental screen. Now let's see what makes the three atoms, these three globes, stay firmly united without losing the triangle shape. Even when these molecules associate with others, forming complex sets of three or more, the nature of their union remains unchanged, guided by the same intrinsic force of attraction. It is a constant wonder, an invisible symphony of particles persisting in their cohesion, defying the ordinary. Whether you orient them upward, downward, or sideways, these microscopic elements remain solidly united unless subjected to an external force strong enough to disrupt this delicate dance of attraction and repulsion. What then keeps these molecules firmly united? It is, without a doubt, the force of cohesion, this magnetic attraction that transcends the visible dimensions of matter. Let us imagine the water molecule in its natural state, a perfect illustration of this delicate harmony. The force of attraction between the hydrogen and oxygen atoms is the very fabric that weaves this liquid entity. It is a fundamental attraction, a subtle yet powerful force that keeps each element in communion with the others. However, within this atomic ballet, duality also finds its expression. For alongside attraction, there exists the force of repulsion, an energy that maintains a delicate balance within these molecular interactions. This is the physical manifestation of the law of attraction and repulsion, a complex equation that governs the behavior of particles, prompting them to attract and simultaneously repel each other. This inherent duality reminds us that union is not merely a matter of attraction, but also of respecting personal boundaries and maintaining a balanced distance. The water molecule, while exhibiting a powerful attraction, does not ignore the necessity of repulsion to ensure a subtle equilibrium. Thus, in this microcosm of nature, the law of attraction and repulsion reveals its fundamental role. It is a cosmic ballet where cohesion and balance intertwine, a dance that transcends atomic dimensions to illuminate the understanding of the invisible forces governing the universe. In this subtlety lies the key to the stability and coherence that characterize the very essence of matter. So when our quest for understanding drives us to explore the essence of a being, one of the wondrous creations of the Cosmic Father, we encounter mysterious and sublime forces governing this act of investigation. It is a courageous attempt to penetrate the deepest inner realm where the very essence of each creation resides. In this journey to the depths, we are confronted with an agglutinating force, a magnetic power that attracts and interrogates kindred elements, orchestrating a cosmic dance where each component finds its precise place. This agglutinating force is nothing less than a manifestation of cosmic intelligence, a kind of spiritual magnet that channels energies and vital forces toward their most authentic expression. It operates in the silence of the heart, where the true secrets of each being nestle, ready to be revealed to those who dare to plunge into the depths of the soul. In this exploration, we discover that this agglutinating force seeks not only to reveal the essence, but also to anchor it in its intrinsic plane. Each creature, each being, is called to manifest its essence in the material world in its unique way, thus creating a harmonious balance in the grand edifice of existence. This force operates as an invisible guide, ensuring that each manifestation finds its rightful place and plays its role in the divine orchestration of reality. When we seek to know a being, essentially, we enter into a subtle dialogue with this agglutinating force. It asks deep and necessary questions, probing the depths of the soul to extract the hidden jewels of inner truth. It is a process of awakening, a gradual revelation that unveils the most authentic facets of each divine creation. Thus, this intimate exploration becomes a sacred act, a communion with the original source of all creation. The agglutinating force guides our understanding, and as we deepen our connection with it, we witness the beauty emanating from each being when its essence fully expresses itself in the destined plane. It is in this harmonious dance between the individual and the agglutinating force that the magic of existence is revealed, a symphony where each note contributes to the overall harmony of creation. Now look at all of humanity. See how each human being is a molecule. Let us view this simplistically to better understand the teaching. Consider each human being as a molecule formed by the attraction of large atoms with different functions and activities. All these human molecules also obey the laws of attraction and repulsion among themselves, thus creating a fairly stable balance between human forces and cosmic forces, which, along with astral tides, move people. Thus, the concept of a spiritual school is drawn with dazzling clarity. It is much more than a mere aggregation of human molecules in a given space. It is a sacred convergence, a mystical union where individuals merge, attract, and unite to pursue a purpose that transcends material limits, rising towards much higher planes of reality. Beyond purely earthly concerns, this union aspires to reach the heights of spiritual understanding, exploring the deepest recesses of the human soul. A spiritual school thus becomes the place where individual aspirations merge into an ocean of shared knowledge and wisdom. Each human molecule, with its unique experiences and distinct talents, contributes to the brilliance of this spiritual constellation. Together they form a harmonious whole, where the diversity of individual trajectories combines to create a powerful synergy towards a common goal. By analogy, the family stands as a living example of the impact of affinity and attraction among human beings. Within this unit, individuals with intrinsic bonds are drawn to each other by unconditional love. It is a microcosm of spiritual union, where deep understanding, kindness, and mutual support transcend the limits of individuality to form a coherent whole. This dynamic of attraction and union is not foreign to the great achievements realized by humanity. Each significant moment in history has been forged by the convergence of individuals driven by a common objective. Whether in scientific, artistic, political, or humanitarian fields, significant accomplishments have often emerged from the collective attraction towards a shared vision. Thus, a spiritual school becomes a place of conscious convergence, an alchemy where minds unite to transcend individual limits and reach spiritual heights. In this fusion of souls emerges a collective power that can not only transform material reality, but also illuminate the darkest corners of human consciousness. A spiritual school, like a celestial star, guides truth-seekers towards shared enlightenment, promising transcendent spiritual discoveries and collective evolution towards ever higher planes. This law of attraction suggests that the essence of each molecule has a certain affinity with others, or it is so different and opposite that through the law of compensation they can also unite and attract each other. What do we mean by this? If we try and succeed in knowing ourselves in our deepest being and in all our manifestations, it will be much simpler to know others, because the affinities or repulsions lie within ourselves. Therefore, if we want to know a human being, regardless of their level of culture, social life, work, economic status, etc., we can do so, because as soon as we begin to interact with them, one of these two laws will manifest: attraction or repulsion, and we can find both at the center of our own essence. We can work to know this other being and to be able to unite, thus forming together the body of manifestation of the age of Aquarius that will follow the current era. There are many subtleties for you to study, observe, compare, see for yourselves, and explain more deeply all the keys given by all the enlightened beings who have come to earth when they said, "Love your neighbor as yourself." First, you must know yourself, and thus in depth, knowing that you are subject to different laws, to different forces, and also knowing that you can manipulate them. The secret lies in the degree of consciousness. Study and meditate carefully so that you can integrate into your minds and hearts all that you receive. Chapter 7. The Disguise of the Divine Essence. Once upon a time, there was a gigantic sun that sparkled and illuminated every corner of the universe, and its rays reached unimaginable distances. During the evolution of this sun, conscious sparks began to detach from it and leap in all directions. Magnificent sparks with many flashes, sublime glows, and full awareness of their solar and divine essence. Thus, in their cosmic journey, these luminous sparks initiated a deliberate process of embracing a diversity of solar energies that punctuated their celestial path. Aware of their malleable nature and their ability to merge with different cosmic vibrations, These divine entities voluntarily surrounded themselves with energy slightly less radiant than that of their original sun. This deliberate choice was imbued with cosmic wisdom, a deep understanding that the expansion of their solar essence lay not only in pure luminosity, but in the ability to integrate and harmonize a multitude of energies. It was a conscious act aimed at weaving connections with the varied nuances that compose the vibrant fabric of the universe. As they blended into these different energies, the sparks embraced subtle and unique facets, thereby enriching their own solar essence. It was a cosmic dance, a symphony of varied solar energies, each bringing its own distinctive note to this celestial choreography. These divine entities understood that the experience of light was not limited to uniform brilliance, but also resided in the harmonious dance of contrasts and complementarities. At the heart of this energetic fusion, the sparks transcended the boundaries of their origin, discovering an unprecedented expansion of consciousness. They became carriers of diversity, emissaries of cosmic unity in their individual expression. Each interaction with a different solar energy was an opportunity for learning, growth, and co-creation. This cosmic adventure, guided by the intrinsic wisdom of these sparks, led them to a profound realization. Supreme brilliance resides in the harmony of diversity. Their solar essence, now imbued with multiple shades and intensities, had become a celestial work of art, a dazzling manifestation of the union of cosmic forces. Thus these luminous sparks continue their journey, not only as emissaries of their original sun, but also as ambassadors of the rich palette of solar energies they have embraced. Their light, now tinted with universal understanding, shines like a beacon in the infinite cosmos, reminding all that true greatness lies in the acceptance and harmonization of cosmic diversity. Each spark in its cosmic journey undertook the captivating process of adorning itself with new energies, each layer adding a unique nuance to its original brilliance. It was an eternal dance of absorption and assimilation, where sparks metamorphosed with each encounter with a new solar energy. This layer upon layer of disguise continued until the sparks no longer recognized each other, transformed to the point where their external manifestation became completely different. Despite these changes, the fundamental essence of each remained solar light, the very origin of their existence. These seeds of light, scattered delicately across the cosmic canvas of planet Earth, thus initiated an extraordinary evolution through multiple eras. In the wake of this celestial seeding, humanity blossomed, carrying within it the sublime destiny to reveal its true nature, by shedding every disguise, every adornment, to rediscover the brilliance of that original solar spark residing at the heart of its essence. Throughout the eons, every human being has been shaped by life experiences, weaving a complex kaleidoscope of perceptions, joys, and sorrows. Humanity's journey, an epic marked by descents into the abysses of existence and ascents towards the light, has been an infinite learning process. Disguises, like temporal costumes, offered valuable lessons, inviting each to explore the deepest recesses of their soul to discover the immutable truth within. Thus, each incarnation on this earthly sphere has served as a laboratory of experimentation, where seeds of light could grow through human interactions, challenges, triumphs, and defeats. Each disguise, each adornment, contributed to the soul's flourishing, shaping a unique mosaic of wisdom and understanding. The grand design behind this cosmic epic lies in the return to the source, the sacred reunion with the primordial energy that initially birthed these seeds of light. This return is not merely a recall to the origin, but rather a celebration enriched by the adventures and teachings acquired during this journey of descent and return. Thus, humanity, aware of its divine nature, embarks on the ultimate unraveling, forsaking ephemeral masks to embrace the purity of its solar essence. This journey continues to evolve, weaving the fabric of existence with wisdom forged through experience, and paving the way to a future where each spark, nurtured by the light of ages past, contributes to the collective illumination of the infinite universe. When we speak of the inner heart, we are precisely evoking that conscious light, that essence which is pure and subtle energy, identical to that of the Creator. Every human being who awakens this consciousness, who knows themselves and feels themselves shining, burning, and radiating everything around them, constantly emits a fragrance and an incense smoke, a praise to all higher creations, especially to their solar father. The awakening of consciousness constitutes a profound metamorphosis that transcends the limits of the three-dimensional plane. As this transformation unfolds, the individual discovers a new paradigm where material concerns fade in the brilliant light of inner understanding. In this new state of being, money and possessions lose their grip as the individual realizes that true wealth lies in connection with their own spiritual essence. Health, once perceived as an external quest, becomes a natural consequence of the inner strength emanating from awakened consciousness. Thus, the ceaseless pursuit of material goods gives way to a deeper search focused on spiritual growth and holistic well-being. Spiritual wisdom, a true beacon in this inner journey, fills the gaps of ignorance that could obscure one's view of reality. It manifests externally, illuminating the individual's path and guiding their actions towards a deeper understanding of life and its true purpose. Self-knowledge, true and splendid essence, becomes the foundation of this inner transformation. By exploring the depths of their being, the individual discovers a profound understanding of their own motivations, fears, and aspirations. This self-awareness not only facilitates personal growth, but also enhances understanding of others. In this awakened state, human relationships take on a new dimension. Affinities and repulsions, once perceived as external phenomena, are recognized as reflections of our own inner state. Self-understanding opens the door to deep empathy towards the experiences and perspectives of others, establishing connections based on compassion and mutual understanding. Thus, the awakening of consciousness is not only the resolution of issues on the three-dimensional plane, but also the beginning of a deeper spiritual and human adventure. It is an invitation to explore the vast horizons of the soul, to transcend the limits of the known, and to embrace the fullness of life with enlightened wisdom. If we wish to understand a human being, regardless of their level of culture, social life, work, economic status, etc., we can do so. The laws of attraction and repulsion will manifest as soon as we begin to interact with them, offering clarity on our own affinities and repulsions. By understanding these laws, we can work together to unite and form the body of manifestation of future eras that will succeed the current age of Aquarius. There are many subtleties within these lines for you to study, observe, compare, see yourselves, and deepen the teachings given by all illuminated beings who have come to Earth. When you are told to love your neighbor as yourself, you must first know yourself deeply, understanding that you are subject to different laws, different forces, and that you can master them. The secret lies in the degree of consciousness. Study and meditate carefully to integrate into your minds and hearts everything you receive. There came a time when they traveled and found other types of costumes that they added to the previous ones. It was one disguise upon another until a moment arrived when the same sparks could no longer recognize each other, so different was their external manifestation. Yet the essence of all remained solar light, the origin of humanity. After many eons, these completely disguised seeds of light were sown on planet Earth, and from there humanity was born. With the marvelous destiny of leaving behind each disguise, each costume, to return to being that solar spark and reintegrate with it, having gained great experience and wisdom in this journey of descent and return. When we speak of the inner being, we are precisely speaking of that conscious light, of that essence which is a very pure and subtle energy, which is the same essence as the Creator. Every human being who awakens this consciousness, who knows and feels themselves this way, who feels themselves shining, burning everything around them, who constantly emits this fragrance and incense smoke, is a praise to all higher creations, especially to their solar father. When this consciousness awakens, all problems of the three-dimensional plane completely disappear. Money and possessions cease to make sense. Health becomes a natural consequence of inner strength, and spiritual wisdom fills all gaps of ignorance manifesting externally. Thus, knowing oneself in this true and shining essence will ensure that the problems you have with your family, colleagues, superiors, subordinates, friends, neighbors, and all those to whom you offer services, or from whom you receive them, no longer have the same strength. There will be no other human being, disguised spark, whom you cannot recognize, love, understand, and upon whom you cannot pour out everything you feel as spiritually awakened beings. Live consciously in what is true. Try to live even 5 minutes a day in this splendid consciousness of light that generously springs forth, spreading with all generosity towards infinity and reaching the farthest reaches of your galaxy. Feel yourself even for 5 minutes in this consciousness, so that gradually you can extend this state of total fulfillment to all daily actions. Know yourself as what you truly are, and see in all others what they truly are as well. Many churches on earth proclaim that all human beings are brothers, which is a good analogy. In reality, they are much more than brothers. They are sparks of the same sun, shining in the same way. Their essence is the same. They are one and the same being. I give you my blessing, hoping that all the disguises of your divine spark will be set aside, so that this essence that cries out loudly may manifest itself in the third dimension. Chapter 8. The essence of everything is love. What is the essence of fire? The essence of fire is love, for it is what makes it burn, illuminate, heat, vibrate, communicate, all through the power of love. It is a love that manifests passionately, ardently, powerfully, yet it is love. And what is the essence of water? The essence of water is also love. Through love, it takes on a form that always adapts to any space and always flows whenever it has the opportunity. It gives itself unselfishly and impartially. Water is love. It is the flowing love, the refreshing love, the harmonizing and vitalizing love. And what is the essence of air? It too is love. Even the winds and hurricanes, even the strongest gusts are filled with love. Gentle breezes are the caresses of atoms that vibrate and spread across the entire planet to caress all children of God. Gales are filled with love to sweep and cleanse, to communicate swiftly, to envelop the entire planet in the utility of higher vibrations. As you can guess, the essence of the earth is love. Look at your Mother Earth. How lovingly she gives, how lovingly she covers you, how tenderly she cares for every living being within her, for every being that vibrates in harmony with her. If we continue to review everything around us, absolutely everything has an essence that can be distilled to this word, love. And what is the essence of God? What is the essence of God? It is love. It is that love pouring forth immeasurably, giving without distinction of persons or things. It is that overflowing love, cascading like a waterfall into lakes, rejoicing the heart of humanity. It is like volcanic lava that erupts under pressure with the force of its own heart to cover everything with the fertile capacity of what has been touched by fire and ashes. The essence of God is love. That love which is music, which is vibration, which is an eternal symphony, those notes descending from God's own nature into all of creation, seeking in each of his creatures that other note that vibrates, that harmonizes with God's symphony. And this love of God is poetry, it is rhythm, it is that singing vibration of the power of words that do what they say and fully realize the exact meaning of each harmonious word. The essence of God is love. It is love full of wisdom, full of knowledge. We express it in this way to slowly analyze all that it means. In reality, God's love has all the attributes, all the qualities, and all the strength you can imagine. Continue to see how God's love, which is his essence, flows through the conductive threads by which he is in contact with every created being in all worlds, galaxies, suns, universes, planets, and all created things. It is a love without regret, for its essence is this: to love, to give, to rejoice in its creation, in each of its creatures. The way God loves is to love to the point of allowing mistakes that serve as choices to increase the degree of consciousness, and it is a greater joy when each being of his creation learns the lesson and returns once more to this fiery heart of love, the heart of God, with a deeper understanding of what God is. This sublime conception of divine love reveals an infinite wisdom that transcends human notions of perfection. The idea that God allows mistakes is not negligence, but a deep trust in the inherent ability of each being to choose and evolve. It is a recognition that spiritual growth often emerges from the darkness of error, thereby illuminating the path towards deeper understanding. God's fiery heart of love becomes the beacon guiding every wandering soul back to the fundamental truth of their being. Each lesson learned becomes a step on the path to reconciliation with divinity, transforming errors into precious opportunities for expanding consciousness. The joy God feels when His creations return to Him, enriched by the experience and understanding gained on their journey, is a celebration of love and growth. It is a constant invitation for each being to actively participate in their own awakening process, to choose love despite challenges, and to rediscover the true nature of their soul. Returning to this fiery heart of love is not met with shame or judgment, but with a warm embrace that welcomes each individual with love and understanding. Deeper understanding of God is not merely intellectual knowledge, but an immersion in the very source of unconditional love, where every shade of experience is embraced and transmuted into wisdom. Thus, God's love becomes a powerful catalyst, transforming trials into spiritual triumphs, errors into valuable lessons, and each return to the divine heart into a sacred reunion. May this truth resonate in every soul, inviting them to embrace the beauty of their own journey, fueled by the love that guides each return to the eternal source. So be it. Yes, indeed, it is to get lost in this proclamation. Allow yourself to be drawn irreversibly by this magnet. Let yourself be drawn in, integrated into the very heart, the very essence of this wonderful being we call God. Do not just make it your permanent residence. Your earthly manifestations are only outings from home to offer services to others. But the true abode, the true home, lies at the very center of God's heart, and this home is all love. This time I will leave you in this wonderful place. Each one can return to the planet for their service, when and as they wish, but know once and for all that your true dwelling place is in the heart of God. Chapter 9. The initiates are the salt of life. We have previously seen what the essence of God is, what the essence of the human being is. You are accustomed to hearing that the human being is a being of light, and this phrase no longer has the power to make your heart beat faster because you are already accustomed to it. However, it is a truth that will become understandable and demonstrable through human scientific methods at some point. The essence of the human being is that they are a being of light, and what is their true essence? It is love, for they are an image of the Creator, destined to take on matter and divinize it, to merge with God. This revelation of the fundamental nature of the human being is not merely a spiritual assertion, but a call to deep self-understanding and understanding of the cosmos. The idea that humans are beings of light is not just a metaphor, but a reality that transcends limited material perceptions. Scientists, in their relentless quest for truth, will eventually unveil the mysteries of this inner light that resides within each individual. The notion that the true essence of human beings is love may seem idealistic to some, but it resonates with ancient and universal wisdom. Being an image of the Creator means that every human being carries within them the ability to create, to manifest, and above all, to love. Love thus becomes the bridge that connects the human to the divine, a powerful force capable of transcending all barriers and uniting what appears to be separate. The path towards the divinization of matter is not a selfish quest, but rather a call to recognize the sacredness of all existence. By assuming matter, humans are invested with the responsibility to transmute each experience into an expression of love and spiritual evolution. It is in this fusion with divine love that unity with God becomes possible, surpassing the limits of the physical to reach the sublime realms of consciousness. When humanity fully embraces this truth, it will discover that love is the key to mutual understanding, planetary healing, and collective evolution. Each individual then becomes a light worker, contributing to illuminating the world with their own divine essence. This revelation transcends dogmas and borders, calling each soul to recognize its divine potential and rise to as yet unexplored heights. May this truth resonate deeply in every heart, awakening an enlightened consciousness ready to embrace love as the driving force of life. May humans, aware of their true essence, become the beacon guiding humanity towards fulfilling its sacred destiny. So be it. Let me remind you of the words of Jesus found in a sacred book. You are the salt of the earth, but if salt loses its flavor, how shall it be seasoned? It is then good for nothing but to be thrown out and trampled underfoot by men. You are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hidden. Nor do they light a lamp and put it under a basket, but on a lampstand, and it gives light to all who are in the house. Let your light so shine before men, that they may see your good works and glorify your Father in heaven. Similarly, a disciple is like yeast in the dough, for to make the bread soft and light, it needs yeast. No matter how small the grain of yeast is, it makes the whole dough rise. The initiates who live in the third dimension are our messengers, our contacts, and they are the salt of the earth, the light, and the yeast, all fueled by their own essence, which is love. If the salt becomes tasteless, it is equivalent to saying that love is misused, that it becomes sterile, non-creative. It is when the salt becomes tasteless. Inside the human being, many energies of opposing natures work, and it is precisely this struggle, this effort to transform those that appear dense into subtle, spiritual, luminous, and magnificent energies. This is the mission. This is the effort that must be put into it, the use of love. If the love within the human being can be wasted and used incorrectly, it can also grow, increase, and manifest in all its splendor. This inner struggle, this soul alchemy, is the true laboratory where initiates work tirelessly. They understand that every energy, even those that are dark and dense in appearance, carries within it the potential for transformation. It is in confronting these contradictory energies that the human being can evolve, transcending the limits of their earthly nature to access higher realms of consciousness. The effort to transform these energies is not an easy task. It requires unwavering will, constant awareness, and commitment to the spiritual path. Initiates understand that every thought, every emotion, and every action are opportunities to choose the path of love, rather than that of separation and fear. Thus, the use of love becomes the primary tool in this alchemical process. Initiates cultivate unconditional love for themselves, accepting all parts of their being with compassion and benevolence. This inner love becomes the catalyst that transforms discordant energies into a harmonious symphony of light. The manifestation of love in all its splendor is not just an internal act, but also a commitment to the external world. Initiates recognize that every interaction, every relationship, is an opportunity to spread love into the fabric of reality itself. They become artisans of light, weaving bonds of harmony and understanding where discord and confusion often reign. This process of expanding love is not selfish, but rather a contribution to collective evolution. Initiates understand that individual transformation profoundly impacts humanity's collective consciousness. By working on themselves, they become beacons of light, illuminating the path for those who also seek to transcend their limits. Thus, the inner world of the human being becomes a sacred battleground where love is the weapon that transcends all dualities. Initiates strive to make every moment a celebration of love, an offering to the light that guides humanity towards a higher destiny. May this quest for love and transformation resonate in every heart, awakening the soul to its true nature. So be it. There are many books written on the planet that speak of love in all its phases and representations, self-love and love for others from psychological, social, moral, personal perspectives, and everything they say certainly comes true. Nothing more than filling oneself with love. But a disciple of truth must be that being who fills themselves every day with love, so that their essence is nourished. How does one do this? Through contact with the Father, through meditations, through contemplation, through prayers. After being filled each day, it begins to overflow over the hours and minutes, all that love, all that essence which, the more it is given, the more it concentrates, purifies, and perfects itself. Rule, love, and give what you would like to receive. Do not be afraid to love all peoples, races, and nations, as well as your neighbors and closest relationships. Love without measure. There is a very practical rule. Love and give everything that you would like to receive and that you are given. Initiates do not seek earthly reward, but seek to fulfill this flow of energies from the highest planes to all the suffering humanity on planet Earth. Initiates understand that love is the key that opens the doors to deep understanding and universal harmony. Embracing this rule, they strive to radiate love in every interaction, in every thought, and in every gesture, thus making their lives a constant offering. They understand that love knows no boundaries and that its transformative power can guide humanity to unsuspected heights. The practical application of this rule begins with honest introspection. Initiates question the nature of the love they wish to receive and then seek to embody those qualities in their own actions. They understand that giving without expectation of return creates a continuous flow of benevolent energy that contributes to the spiritual evolution of the individual and the community. Loving without measure also involves expanding one's heart beyond apparent differences. Initiates embrace diversity and recognize that each individual, regardless of origin, is a unique manifestation of divine light. They strive to be catalysts for peace and understanding, eliminating artificial barriers created by fear and ignorance. In their quest to fulfill the flow of energies from the highest planes, initiates dedicate themselves to regular spiritual practices. Meditation, prayer, and contemplation become means through which they connect with the divine and absorb the immeasurable love of the Creator. By cultivating this connection, they become channels of light, spreading the blessing of divine love upon the earth. Initiates understand that the ultimate reward lies in contributing to collective well-being, in dispelling darkness through the light of love, and in creating a world where every soul can flourish in the awareness of its true essence. May this rule resonate in the heart of everyone, guiding humanity towards a new era of compassion and unity. So be it. I urge you to carefully consider my words and begin to live them intensely, with strength, as many minutes of your life as possible. In fact, you already know how to do it. You have already had many moments of generous expansion of your heart filled with love. Extend this in space and time so that truly the planet is imbued with the Father's love through His children, the initiates. I will leave my words here, as I wish for you to deeply meditate on what I have told you. Be blessed forever, so may it be.